Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Van Orden.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Kurilla, I want to congratulate you on a fantastic career.
Well, thank you,
for
sir.
your service to the country. It's wonderful. I'd also like to acknowledge your Master Chief back there. Derek and I worked together for, well, you could probably tell for how long by the color of my beard and the amount of hair we both have on our head. So you did well by yourself there, General. General Langley, you're a Marine, right? And then the Marine hymn from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, right? Tripoli, that's Libya. And we went to war with them because the Barbary pirates were kidnapping our citizens. Thomas Jefferson did not want to do that, but he did. And other nations were paying tribute to these pirates, and we said enough, right? So I'd like to gently remind some of my colleagues that sit over there, if they actually did their homework and read the rescissions packages that are proposed by the Trump administration, we're removing what can really reasonably be titled 21st century tribute. So we're going to be assisting our African partners and our Middle East partners, but we're not paying tribute anymore. Those days are over. And you're in that uniform because we stopped paying tribute back then. So I can forward the package to anybody over there if you actually want to read it instead of just complaining. So former Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said he would take the Taliban at their word when they're talking about anti-terrorist operations, counter-terrorist operations, and human rights, in particular to rights of women in Afghanistan. General Kurilla, how's that work out for women in Afghanistan?
Not very well right now.
Not very well. Okay, so the Houthis now have said that, okay, my bad, we're going to stop shooting missiles at ships. And I would encourage everybody to give as much validity to the Taliban statement as we did, or excuse me, to the Houthi statement as we did, or should have, to the Taliban. General Langley and General Kurilla, I've spoke to the Special Operations Component commanders about this, so I understand the issue with the Houthis is not a seam, between your two COCOMs. But can you, in this setting, can you tell me, do we know how the Houthis are being resupplied by Iran?
Vast majority of it is by sea. They put them on, they come out of the ports in Iran. They put them on dhows, stateless dhows. Some of them go on maritime vessels into Djibouti.
Yep.
On the UN vessel inspection mechanism, they put stuff inside a container. If you have a ship with 500 containers and it's in the bottom of it, you can put all those sensitive components in the bottom of that. Now, a positive thing that just happened in the last month is that the UN vessel inspection mechanism decided to go to 100% inspection of containers. I think it needs to be 100% unloading of all the containers to see what's inside of them. But that's a positive step, but probably about 80 to 85% goes by sea.
Okay. Why are we not sinking these vessels? So we have a terrorist nation, Iran, with their minions. They're sending lethal munitions to the minions, which have shut off the Red Sea for commercial traffic. Why aren't we sinking? I guess maybe that's a question.
Well, we have to find the ships. The hardest part is to find that ship.
Right.
At any given time, there's between 3,000 and 5,000 dhows on between the Iran and Bab el-Mandeb. That's the same distance from the tip of Florida to Boston that you're trying to find these dhows.
I lived in Djibouti for a long time, and I sent some of my guys to Yemen, and that was a big secret, and it's not anymore, obviously. But Ms. Thompson, have you guys looked at this from a policy perspective? I mean, the last two SEALs that were killed in combat, unfortunately, were in the Red Sea. Derek and I's teammates, and they were boarding these vessels to try to prevent these munitions from getting to the Houthis. So this is very personal to me. Ms. Thompson?
Thank you for the question, Congressman, and rightly understood. I can say more on some of the particular policy elements in closed session on this, but what I would say is one of the elements that we have looked at and continue to engage on is our European partners. They are actually very well equipped to continue to help us with this effort, particularly from their positioning in the region.
Ms. Thompson, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to because I have 20 seconds left. Right now, from a policy perspective, from the DoD, if the United States of America understands, our European allies find a ship, and we know for sure that there are munitions on there that are going to the Houthis, can we just sink it?
We can board it. We have the authority to board it, and if we find the munitions, we'll take the crew, we'll transfer that crew, and we can end up sinking the ship.
Very
We
well.
did one on a dial 2 weeks ago.
Gentlemen,